I like fighters to come right after me, but I kind of had to go after him this fight, but everything worked out okay.
The corner was telling me you're almost insulted when they don't go after you.
Yeah, it's hard because, like I said, my style is a counter puncher, and you know, when I like strong guys who come after me, he was kind of moving on me and holding me a lot, and it was difficult to fight. I was getting aggravated in there.
7-8 weeks ago, you did not know the weather would be like this, but that's when you started to train, and it showed, didn't it?
Yeah, we crank up the heat to about 90 degrees in our gym back in Grand Forks, so, you know, it's not that big of a deal for us, but, you know, I could definitely feel it today. It was, you know, right when I got in the ring, I was just broke out in sweat, but I was in good shape.
Good fight for you?
Oh, yeah, it was a good fight. Just, you know, didn't get busted up anywhere, didn't hurt my hands, so... yeah, I feel good about it, I guess.
Thanks a lot, Harold. Congratulations. Harold Miller. Guys?
Thank you very much, Tom, as Harold Miller again victorious, improving now on the year to 27-9-1, and add a technical knockout to his 12 knockouts on his career. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more coverage from the fight at Four Bears after this.
Dodge changed the rules of truck power, the rules of safety, comfort, convenience. And while we were changing those rules, another one changed all by itself. New rule: Dodge pickups now have higher resale than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. Want proof? Check the rule book. The rules have changed. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
All across Minnesota, people are working to build their dreams, their futures. Your independent insurance agent understands the need to protect those hopes and dreams. Our many companies protect homes, autos, and lives, and more businesses than anyone else. Independent agents and companies like
Hanover Insurance and St. Paul Fire and Marine is why it pays to make the independent choice.
Welcome back to the Four Bears Casino. Things starting to heat up a little bit as we're awaiting our next bout, which will be in the welterweight division, featuring Minot's Dennis Allen, undefeated 14-0 and 6 knockouts against Carlos Miranda of Grand Forks, who comes in at 7-1. Dennis Allen, what can you say but trying to follow the footsteps of his mentor, Virgil Hill. And ever since he was 8 years old, Minot boxer Dennis Allen has dreamed of a world title. And beginning his third year as a pro, Allen may be just a couple of wins away from a top 25 ranking. Although he's just 23 years old, Minot boxer Dennis Allen has already logged plenty of miles in the ring. After an amateur career that consisted of 150 fights, Allen is now 14-0 as a professional. Allen says he became interested in boxing at an early age, inspired by the great Sugar Ray Leonard.
I was 8 years old. I was watching Sugar Ray Leonard fight on TV. And I guess he just captivated me, and I decided I wanted to try that. And my cousin had been boxing in a local club, and he brought me down to the gym next Monday after that, and I've been doing it ever since. I watched boxing so much that I think I kind of knew what I was doing right away when I got down there. The coaches showed me the little basic fundamentals, and from there I took off. I kind of stood above the kids around my age, and it's been great ever since then.
One advantage Allen has had over other boxers is the fact that he's not only trained under, but sparred as well with WBA light heavyweight champion Virgil Hill. Allen is the first to admit his fortunate situation.
I think that's just a huge plus that I have that a lot of the other boxers haven't had. I mean, I've been friends with Virgil since I was 8 years old, kind of adopted each other as brothers. And I just, following him through the sport, and then now getting to train with him every day, working with a world champion, I know what it takes to be a world champion. So, if I just follow him in the gym, hopefully one day I will be the champ.
As for being a North Dakota boxer, Allen is glad to have begun his career in the state and has become instrumental in the growth of the sport.
We've always had great amateurs. We've always had, the best teams in our regions. Our 4-state regions. North Dakota has always won the team titles, as long as I can remember fighting as an amateur. It just took Virgil to, make the big jump to the pros. And now everybody's, following suit, and we really have some good fighters in this state.
Allen's future couldn't look any brighter. With an undefeated record and a world champion in his corner, Allen feels he will become the state's next world champion.
Virgil definitely has a plan of that. That's why he has signed me as his fighter. He has a plan on me becoming the next champion in North Dakota, and he thinks I can maybe do more for the state than he actually did. You know, it's crazy to think back when I was 8 years old, I said I want to be a professional boxer and I want to be a champion of the world. Right now I'm a professional boxer, and you know, not a lot of people get to realize their dreams, and you know, I have a chance now, so you know, I'm just going to strive for that goal of be the champion.
Well, there is Dennis Allen making his way to the ring here. Dennis Allen undefeated 14-0. Joining us Mike's side is WBA light heavyweight champion Virgil Hill. Virgil, it's got to be a great feeling knowing that Dennis has come as far as he has, and I know he credits a lot of his success to you.
Oh, well, that's awful nice, but the credit goes to himself. I mean, he's trained awfully hard. I mean, he is a student of boxing. He's a fantastic athlete and a great individual. He's a true North Dakotan.
Virgil, let's talk a little bit about yourself as long as we've got a moment here. Some big news coming down yesterday. It looks like you're on the way to London, England,
right.
July 22nd for Gary Ballard in a WBA light heavyweight title fight. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know, it's in London. I don't know much about the fighter other than he's 19-1 with 16 knockouts. He's a big puncher, and I'm just looking forward to getting back in the ring again. I had a long layoff prior to my last fight, so I want to stay busy this year. Interesting
thing happening last night for Brice Tiozo over Mike McCallum in a 12-round decision, the WBC, a fighter that you've met before. Was that interesting to you? Was that surprising?
It was interesting, but I wasn't surprised, you know, because I had fought Tiozo before. You know, I knew what he had. I'd never fought Mike, but you know, I'm not surprised. It really doesn't do anything for us other than just another champion.
All right, thank you for joining us, Virgil. We'll have you ringside here throughout the fight. Get your comments on the fight. Let's now go to the ring announcer, Lee Halverson.
Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fight at Four Bears, your semi-main event this afternoon, welterweight division featuring 8 rounds, and introducing in the red corner from Grand Forks, North Dakota, weighing in at 146 pounds, a record of 7-1, Carlos Miranda. In the blue corner, weighing in at 147 pounds, a record of 14 wins, no losses, 6 by knockout from Minot, Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen.
You were giving me instructions in the ring. I want a good, clean fight. Set yourself at all times, okay? Get her on.
Well, you heard the introduction. Here's the tail of the tape on the fighters. Allen, 23 years of age, and Miranda, 29. Again, had about a couple year layoff trying to get back into things, and also Allen coming in undefeated with 6 knockouts as we are set to get round 1 underway here. Mike Yelm, Rick Woodward, and also Virgil Hill. Some of our fans from the area holding up some signs as we again are at Four Bears Casino, ready to get action underway. And as soon as we hear the bell, first round action will be underway. Fight keys, Dennis Allen. Rick, talk about these. He has to throw the jab, use combinations, and stay busy, you said.
Well, Dennis is a finesse boxer. He's got some power, but I mean, he's going to want to stay on the outside. Carlos is going to try to get up under him, so he's going to have to get off first. He's going to have to establish the jab.
Okay.
And he's got the reach advantage, so he's going to have to use those tools.
Miranda right off the bat coming right to the middle of the ring, Virgil, and he's going to try to take it to Dennis here today.
Oh, definitely. He has to. He's a shorter fighter. Dennis has got long reach for a welterweight, good power. So Miranda's got to get inside and work the body.
Dennis Allen coming off a 10-round decision over Bernard Matthews of Chicago back in April. A fight that Dennis wasn't very happy with. Said he was very flat and felt that he could have turned in a much better performance. Was a little bit distracted by being the main event for the first time.
Yeah, it was. It was his first 10-round fight. I mean, fighters go through different transitions from 8 rounds, 6 rounds, 10 rounds and stuff. So it was one of those mental things that he had to get through. And, you know, fighting in Minot also played a big part on it, too. He wanted to put on a good show for the crowd.
In fact, Dennis's last 2 fights have gone 10 and 8 rounds, his longest fights of his career. Early in his career, he really was putting out boxers left and right with some early round knockouts. He's going a little bit more longer now in the rounds, and maybe now he's working more on the points and getting the blows to land instead of going for those knockouts.
Well, what it is his competition has stepped up. We've gradually moved him into tougher competition so that when he does fight for the title, it won't be a major adjustment for him.
Carlos Miranda of Grand Forks, 7-1, 29 years old. Oh, a nice left there by Dennis Allen, who really got Miranda.
I tell you,
Question might be who's in better condition here, Rick.
well, Dennis threw a nice series of left hooks, and what he's doing right now is he's making Carlos bend into him, and when he bends into him, he's making him pay for it. When he's not bending into him, he's standing up with the jab, so he's making it tough for Carlos to get inside right now.
All right, as the fighters are now in the corner here, we're halfway through round number one. And Carlos Miranda and Dennis Allen are semi-main event. Allen with the right, a left, and then now tries to go for another one.
Body.
Allen says that he might not feel too bad about trying to put him out somewhere in the round, but he wants to turn in an impressive performance. Wait a minute. Allen had turned away and a couple of blows were thrown there, a couple of shots. I don't know what caused that distraction.
Well, the referee stepped in, but the third man in the ring is Mel Miller from Montana, and he's a two-time national champion himself. He knows the boxing game real well. But this is a mistake that these guys, like Virgil said, they make a transition. You protect yourself at all times. On the break, you keep your hands up, and Dennis didn't do that time, and he learned a little lesson, so he will next time.
Allen more of the fighter, Miranda more of the puncher, who's going to try to come at Dennis as much as he can and try to take the fight. But Allen there with a nice right. Max Miranda now follows with a couple of nice left jabs. And we're seeing a lot of action here in the first round.
Yes, we have. Dennis is doing a good job. Miranda's trying to stick to his game plan. He's trying to get inside. He's trying to take every opportunity that he possibly can. And like Rick said, you got to keep your hands up at all time. Not only do the fighters go through a transition, but also the referees and stuff too.
All right, the end of round one, back with more.
There's no better place to find excitement than Jeep Adventure Days. A fun-filled savings event at your Jeep and Eagle dealer, where for a limited time, you can lease a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $299 a month. Get a Jeep Cherokee Sport with over $1,300 in values, including no-charge air. Or get a great deal on the fun-loving Jeep Wrangler. But hurry, because while the adventures will go on, this event will not.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
For a great vacation, you'll find everything you want at Breezy Point Resort. Enjoy a mini holiday for only $124 per person. Your mini holiday includes 2 nights lodging, 3 days unlimited green fees, dinner the day of arrival, and breakfast brunch both mornings. Breezy Point Resorts on Pelican Lake offer 2 championship golf courses, a 4-season recreation facility, luxurious condominiums, and great restaurants and lounges. For more information and reservations, call Breezy Point Resorts today.
The second round here at Four Bears Casino. There's the action in the first round. Allen with a couple of lefts really backed up Miranda. And a very, very good fight in that first round. As we'll now move back to live action as we see. I guess we were going to see more slow-mo. Here's where Dennis looked away and Miranda threw a couple of lefts and should have kept his guard up in that position. As we heard Rick mention that. Now we're into round 2 here and the fighters looking at one another right in the middle of the ring. And we'll see how things shape up here in round 2. As Dennis and Miranda really had a very active first round. Again, ringside about 92 degrees. And this pace is really going to wear these fighters down.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it's going to come down to conditioning, nutrition. Who's ever going to be in the best shape? It's going to be...
Oh, Dennis, a nice combination. Right fall with a left. Miranda was caught off guard. And then Dennis comes back with a couple of more nice solid combinations.
Nice body shot.
He's really working them well and finding the open shots. You could just see the difference in style. Oh, a nice right there by Allen. You can see the difference of styles very much. Allen very much more of the selective type of shot and Miranda really a little bit more loose with his punches. Dennis waiting for the open shot right now, and he's landed some big punches this round.
He's landed some big punches, but Miranda's still sticking to his game plan. He's getting inside and he's taking some punishment, but he's still getting his licks in too.
Oh, Miranda threw a left and then tripped over his foot and just walks away and kind of chuckles about it.
Well, I said earlier they won't trip over that paint, but I guess I was wrong.
There is a spot on the ring earlier in the workouts. Tucker Pudwell was working out and tripped, and a part of the ring seemed to have had a little bit of a bulge in it, but that's exactly where he tripped right there, so we don't know if that's a factor or not.
Well, if those planks aren't completely level, they'll do that.
Right now, Allen again working and just kind of keep coming at Miranda. Miranda really, boy, he's going to have a long fight in front of him if he keeps throwing punches like this.
Well, with the heat like this, the one who throws the body punches early may be the one who takes advantage later on, because that's going to wear you down along with the heat.
Allen right now with Miranda on the ropes. Dennis Allen turned pro at 20 years of age, entering his 3rd year as a pro. And boy, he put a very impressive amateur record together, 128-22 as an amateur. Miranda now with Allen on the ropes, and Allen quickly steps out of it.
Keep him short in there, come on.
I know it's tough for Virgil not to do some coaching here.
Sorry.
That's all right. Well, now both fighters coming to the ropes right above us. And Allen has to just step out as Miranda tried to get in a couple of shots there. We're going to see a couple of excellent fights here.
Most definitely. I mean, Miranda's doing the job. You know, he's doing what he has to do. He's trying to take every advantage of everything. You got to do the job.
Scheduled for 8 rounds. And Dennis says he's in condition to go 8 rounds. He's been working out in this weather in the afternoons, making the most of the hot weather. As we're seeing the action of round 2 come to a close. More action coming your way.
We're robbed.
No.
Robbed.
All that money?
By an energy thief. Call the cooling authorities. Your Carrier dealer. The only one with the weather maker. It'll save you up to 60% on your cooling costs.
Another one? Bust.
Call your Carrier dealer. It'd be a crime to call anyone else.
Don't be robbed by an old, inefficient air conditioner. Replace it now with a Carrier Weathermaker, the world's most energy-efficient air conditioner. Carrier, we're the inside guys.
At Pabst, we believe in putting our money into making a big-tasting light beer, not a big, expensive advertising campaign like Bud Miller or Coors. It's the way we keep our price down, but it creates problems, too, because the taste of Pabst Light, the brighter light, is so big, so bold, so crisp, so clean, so refreshing, and so utterly satisfying, it takes a while to get the idea across, and we only have 30 seconds.
Quick, the product shot and the tagline. Hold it up, higher. Yeah, more bottle.
Back to live action in round 3. Dennis Allen and Carlos Miranda, welterweight division. And Dennis Allen, of course, trained by Mike Hall, who had some words for Dennis. Did you hear what he said there in the corner there, Virgil?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Well, we'll get that next round. We're going to get some audio there. We'll try to get it next round. But Dennis, maybe saying be more selective in your punches, stay off the ropes a little bit. Don't let Miranda get a chance of landing that big blow.
Well, the thing is, Dennis has got to stop trying to knock this guy out and start boxing. This kid is tough. He's going to be there. He's going to see fires right back, so Dennis has got to box him.
Allen landed a blow there, but Miranda with a couple of nice punches. Nice right to the body there by Miranda, and he's just willing to land what he can and make Dennis work. Yeah.
He's trying to chip away, and that's what he's doing.
Okay, let's go to Tom Ackerman, who's standing by. What do you have for us, Tom?
Thanks, Mike. I was just in Dennis Allen's corner. Trainer Mike Hall said, just quit trying so hard. And his other trainer said, select your shots a little bit more and shorten them up.
In the corner for Dennis Allen, we mentioned Mike Hall, L.R. Seen in the corner as well. Richard Calavera over there as well, giving him a threesome to listen to.
Good body
shot. This is exactly what Dennis can't do. Dennis can't lay inside with this guy.
He's not answering back. He's taking a lot of shots to the body.
Exactly.
He's got to get outside. He's letting this guy get off, and he's not making him pay.
Well, he's letting him get under him, and he can't do that. He's going to have to get his bottom end down and come up under him, or he's going to have to get some distance so that he can punch.
Definitely.
He just can't stand flat-footed with this guy.
Meanwhile, Miranda's trainer Brad Traskey saying, stay low, stay low. He wants him to stay underneath Allen. Allen with a bit of a size advantage.
Well, this guy can't box with Dennis. There's no way, shape, or form he's got the skill levels of Dennis, but he's got a heart of a lion. He's not going to go away. So Virgil's exactly right. Dennis is going to have to get some distance, and/or he's going to get up under him. And with a short guy, that's tough to do. So Dennis is going to have to quit trying to knock the guy out, throw in combinations, go back to the jab, make him pay for coming in, and make him pay for going out. Don't let him do that for free.
Allen, 23 years of age. Miranda, 29 years of age. Miranda had a 6-year layoff because of what he could term managerial problems, but back in the ring and 7-1, trying to make a big step in his career here. Dennis Allen trying to remain undefeated. He's 14-0 and one of the big, bright future hopes for the state of North Dakota. Meanwhile, Miranda has him on the ropes and just taking the shots when he can, and landed a nice left there as Dennis came off the ropes.
See, as Miranda's chipping away, he's working at the body again, and this is what Dennis doesn't want.
A lot of the fans are cheering, let's go, Dennis, let's go. And another left by Miranda, and he's really hurting Dennis right now. Dennis has got to get away from him. Allen has got to back away and get his thoughts about him. And Traskey right now yelling, go for it, to his fighter Miranda. As we wind down a very active round 3.
If your car's knocking, let us in.
To live action as we start round 4, the scheduled 8-rounder. Tom Ackerman standing by. What do you have for us, Tom?
Dennis has got to go back to the jab, establish the jab, and start picking this guy apart.
All right, well, we couldn't make out what Tom was saying as we're back to live action here in the 4th round, and Miranda and Allen going at one another. Okay, let's go back to Tom again. What do you have for us, Tom?
Miranda's corner told me they're going to go for the body this whole round, and hopefully he'll tire down.
Well, that's definitely the plan here. Brad Trasky has his fighter toe-to-toe with Dennis and will not lay off of him, and that seems to be the game plan on this one, to come and stay right in the face of Dennis Allen.
Well, I'll tell you, there comes a point in time in a boxer's life when you got to really dig down deep, and that's what Dennis has got to do now. He's got to pull the heart out and just go ahead and go with it. He might be on the verge of catching his second wind, I don't know, but if he catches it, he's going to be fine, but he's got to keep Miranda off of him until he does.
Well,
yes, he does. He's got to establish the jab. He's got to stay outside. One shot like that doesn't do anything.
Again, we're in the 4th round of a scheduled 8-rounder, 92 degrees underneath the big top here at Forebears Casino just outside of Newtown, North Dakota, and a lot riding on this fight. Both these fighters looking to continue their shot maybe towards a world title, and maybe at least getting ranked in the top 20 or 25. Dennis Allen right now needs to get a bit more aggressive. He's been laying off since that first round, and Miranda has taken full advantage of it. Oh, a couple of rights from both fighters. Now Miranda with a right again.
Miranda's tough. He's hungry.
He's just coming at Dennis all guns. Does he have enough to go 8 rounds at this pace is going to be the big question.
Well, it looks like he's been in the gym, so it wouldn't surprise me a bit if he can go 8 rounds at this pace, because he looks pretty sharp. Dennis is going to have to do something to take the wind away from him.
Yeah, he does. Dennis has got to go back to boxing, and he's trying to lay in there and punch.
Yeah, he's trying to power him.
You're playing Miranda's game.
Very similar fight against Bernard Matthews 2 months ago, and Allen really slowed down in rounds 4 through about 9, and he thought he was ready to go here. Oh, a nice left jab there by Miranda, who's really getting a lot of punches here in round 4.
Well, Dennis has taken a lot of those shots off his arms and off his elbows, but still, Carlos is getting in there with a lot of good
Dennis
shots.
has his gloves down a lot here.
He does.
He's open for a lot of shots, and I'm sure his corner will have something to say about that when we go into the corner here between rounds. He is leaving himself open for a lot of shots. Maybe he's fatigued, or maybe he's
I think the body shots starting to take a little toll on Dennis. He's just got to suck it up. This is where, in the stage of the fight game, where just got to go for it.
There's no doubt Miranda's game plan is he'll stand there until he falls in front of Dennis, and he is just coming with punch after punch.
The difference is Miranda's sticking to his game plan.
That's exactly
right. Charging, pressing, trying to wear Dennis down.
We wind up round number 4, and we'll look forward to an exciting round 5 when we come back on the KX Network.
There's no place like home. Catch the next place at home on Twins pay-per-view. The Twins go face-to-face with the Oakland A's tonight at 9. MSC, your Minnesota Twins connection.
Well, as we get ready here for round 5, an interesting discussion in the corner of Dennis Allen. Let's hear some of that audio in the corner.
There you go. There you go.
Well, what we're hearing is Virgil Hill right beside us here giving some comments to Dennis Allen. Apparently we don't have that audio, but his corner saying stay active and let's get after it here as we're into round 5, and very much an even fight so far. No one really is taken control, maybe Miranda more so here in rounds 3 and 4.
Well, I've got this fight scored dead even. I gave Dennis the first 2 rounds because he outboxed him. The last 2 rounds, Carlos has just out-hustled him.
Exactly. What Dennis is doing now is what he has to do. He's got to get Miranda lunging, reaching. So if he can't lay inside, he's got to make him use those legs.
And now Miranda has Allen into the corner, and he's doing some good work on the body. And now a nice left jab to Allen, and Allen really is not having his gloves up. He's having a tough time keeping his hands up, and that is leaving a lot of open shots for Miranda.
Well, it looks like fatigue is starting to play a big part. Dennis needs really to suck it up so that he can make this a fight.
Allen misses with the left there, and Miranda just standing there waiting for something to open up to try to do more damage. Dennis Allen undefeated at 14-0, coming in probably the favorite in this one. But right now, it's been Carlos Miranda of Grand Forks that's shown a lot of good boxing.
Well, body shots are taking a toll on Dennis.
Oh, a nice right by Miranda as Allen just lay on the rope. And we may have a standing 8 count on Dennis Allen. A standing 8 count. Allen took a big right from Miranda. And it's time for Dennis Allen to wake up if he wants to be in this fight. Boy, a lot of folks thought this would be a close fight, but Dennis Allen really has not been in it since the 2nd round.
That's kind of a bad deal. Carlos knew that the referee stepping in there. That's not the way to win this fight.
Well, thing is though, welcome to the pros.
Well, that's exactly right. Don't turn your back on anybody.
Never.
It just goes back to...
Meanwhile, Miranda's the trainer, Trasky, is just on his feet saying, stay after it against Allen. He knows he hasn't hurt, at least thinking about his fight plan. Now Dennis puts Miranda into the corner, and this might be a time for Dennis to try to turn it on.
Well, and they got to be careful with their heads. They're both lunging in a little bit now, and they're liable to have a headbutt here. And...
Well, Allen takes another couple of big hits. Tries to throw the left jab and misses. Boy, Carlos Miranda just eating away at Dennis Allen. And apparently a nice hit.
Well, I think Mel needs to take control of this because what's happened here on this is Carlos held his head down and threw 3 or 4 uppercuts, and Mel can't allow that. I mean, he's got to take control here right now. They're both fighting real hard.
There's no place like home. Catch the next place at home on Twins pay-per-view. The Twins go face-to-face with the Oakland A's tonight at 9. MSC, your Minnesota Twins connection.
When it comes to your golfing vacation, choice makes all the difference. Breezy Point has golf packages appealing to every golfer's budget. The Diamond Golf Vacation includes 4 days of golf, including cart use, 3 nights lodging, 3 buffet breakfast brunches, and choice of the menu dinners. Diamond Golf rates are $234 per person midweek or $254 per person on weekends. For more information and reservations, call Breezy Point Resorts today.
Well, as we begin a very interesting round 6, Carlos Miranda very much in control of this fight. Our fellow color commentator Virgil Hill had enough. He went into the corner with his fighter and had to talk to Allen.
Well, he works with Dennis all the time, and he knows Dennis better than anybody, and Dennis respects him. So Virgil just basically went in the corner just for a little stimulation, and Dennis will listen to Virgil. So maybe that's what he needed. He needed a wake-up call, and I think the champ gave it to him.
Round 6, and Allen slipped. His foot went out of the ring. Boy, you can see in that corner it's awfully wet.
Well, that's kind of dangerous because it's got a short apron, and you step out of there, you can hurt your shin.
Very much so, and I don't know if that is from the water in the corner or what, but very much a dangerous situation, but Allen comes back out of it. After the slip in the corner, we've had 1 standing 8 count in this fight, and that came last round, and Allen had to take the 8 count. as Miranda came at him and hit a couple of rights. On the rope, Allen took a big right. Well, and now he needs to turn things around if he wants to get back in this.
What he's done right now is he's let Carlos take over the momentum, and he's got to stop Carlos in his tracks if he wants to get back into this fight. If not, the fight's going to go the way it has gone.
I think the fight plan for Dennis right now is to jab and move, and start boxing again. He's stepping right into Miranda's path.
It's just like you and I talked earlier. I said if he lets Carlos get up and under him, it's going to be a long afternoon. If he can keep him at bay and keep him out at the end of his punches, well, then Dennis has got a good chance of winning.
Meanwhile, Miranda, another big right.
So far, Carlos is dictating to Dennis. Dennis has got to switch out if he wants to stay in this fight.
We've seen a much different Dennis Allen the last 2 fights. I think it happened about 3 fights ago. And Allen getting very lackadaisical midway through the fight. And we have seen what Dennis Allen can do, but he just hasn't done it here this afternoon. Carlos Miranda very much looking for a win here, and what would be a huge win in his career if he can get a win here today.
I'll tell you, Dennis is a marquee fighter in North Dakota, and Carlos right now is taking that away from him. But it's just like we talked earlier, Mike. We knew that this could go either way.
Uh-oh, Allen slipped. And for a moment, looked like he may have been hurt, but no, stopped, they're snapped right back up.
Well, that's a sign of fatigue. He's starting to lose control of his feet a little bit, and Carlos doesn't look like he's slowing down one bit, so I guess Dennis is going to have to hustle. He's just going to have to get a gut check here.
Boy, we got to nickname Miranda the Raging Bull because he has not let down in this fight since it began. He's got Allen on the ropes again, and may have hurt him again with a right.
See, the problem now, there's nothing on Dennis's punches, and Carlos knows that now. So he's not afraid of Dennis hitting him.
Allen on the ropes. He hits a left to Miranda, but he's not throwing anything coming off the ropes. As we're just under 10 seconds here in round 6. Carlos Miranda has taken the fight here. Dennis Allen will need a couple of strong rounds to come back and win it.
Abra Auto Glass? It's because our technicians are certified by the National Glass Association. It's because we handle all the insurance paperwork for you. It's because of our quick service and convenient locations. But most importantly, when you choose Abra Auto Glass, you can bet your life and the safety of your family that your windshield will be installed to national safety standards. Abra Auto Glass, the good glass people.
Well, welcome back to live action, round 7. Let's find out what Tom Ackerman found out in Dennis Allen's corner.
Richard, any corner I want to make a choice for straight. Dennis, if you convince yourself that this is the worst day of life, it will be. This will be the best day of life.
All right, we heard some of the actual corner there, talking Dennis Allen and hearing from Mike Hall and company. Let's try Tom Ackerman again here. Tom, what do you have for us?
I was talking with Dennis Allen's sister, and she said that Dennis Allen suffered heat stroke last week playing volleyball, so he was out for about a day or two, but has not told his corner until just now. He's that type of competitor. He did not want to let his corner know that he suffered heat stroke and not go on with the fight, but that's probably why he's feeling a little sluggish right now.
Well, that would be a very good indication, and Allen just landed a big right. We'll see what he's got left in him here as we move into the 7th round. 2 rounds to go here, and 2 must rounds for Dennis Allen. He has to win these last 2 rounds if he's going to win this fight.
Well, I've got Dennis back 2 points on this fight, and he's going to have to hustle to win. And right now, he's landed some punches he's been missing in the last 3-4 rounds. So maybe he's focused again. He may have lost focus for a couple rounds.
Carlos Miranda may be at the point where his inspiration, momentum, and adrenaline is starting to carry him because he's got to the 7th round and he knows he's in control right now.
Well, it's like I said earlier, you know, Dennis is a marquee fighter in North Dakota, and if Carlos can knock him off, that's a big shot for him. But Dennis looks like he's trying to come back a little bit now, and Carlos is doing a good job, though. He's just not going to let him breathe. He's not going to let him rest.
Just moments ago, Allen with a nice combination on the ropes. Couldn't finish, though, and couldn't come back with a nice combination. And now we'll see, as they work right above us, Miranda with a nice jab and working good.
Yes. I have Dennis down 3 points. He got that round, the round they get the 8 count, I give the 10-8 round. And then he lost the last round. Pretty big. That could have almost been a 10-8 round also. So I have him 3 points down.
Well, so he's going to have to hustle now.
Yeah, he is.
About a minute left here in round number 7. And it has been Carlos Miranda since about round 3. Dennis Allen has got to show what he's made of if he has a chance to get back in this fight and win it. He needs a big hit somewhere along the line here as time is running out.
Yeah, talking about heat stroke and stuff like that now is worthless. You know, you're in the fight, you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. I mean, you just suck it up. You bear the injuries, you bear the problems, and you just go for what you want.
Once you step in there, that's an after fact.
Well, time running down, winding down here in round 7. Dennis Allen very much has his undefeated record at jeopardy. Of course, we'll stay with the fight corner here in between rounds. And we'll find out what they have to say here to Dennis Allen. Actually, we're going to take a break. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. I didn't know what was going on.
We have to take that break.
Oh, yeah, but can we do that somewhere?
Warren Moon, chairman of the Children's Miracle Network. During the season, I meet a lot of athletes, some more than I'd like. But I'm looking forward to meeting a group of athletes this summer as a host of the MSC Sports Salute Gala. The gala honors the amateur and professional athletes who've excelled athletically, academically, and in their communities, with proceeds going to the Children's Miracle Network. I'd like you to join me June 22nd at the Minneapolis Hilton for the MSC Sports Salute Gala. Call for reservations at 330-2678, and I'll meet you there.
Welcome back for the 10th and final round here. Excuse me, the 8th and final round at the Fight at Four Bears. Dennis Allen, scheduled 8-round fight, and he needs to land some punches big time to get back in this one.
Well, I don't think landing big time punch is going to do it for Dennis. I think he's going to knock Carlos out now.
I didn't see the boxers come out and hit gloves here for the final round, but I'm sure it's an 8-round fight.
It is.
Yeah, it's an 8-round fight. They're just into the moment.
Allen measuring now Miranda, looking for the right punch. Every second gone by is a second against Dennis Allen, who needs to land a lot of punches and very big punches in a hurry.
There you go.
Boy, Miranda really has hung tough in this fight. You got to give him credit.
He certainly has. I mean, you got to give his credit. You got to give credit to his corners. They stuck to a game plan. You know, they motivated their fighter when they needed to, and they executed.
Well, it came with a mission, and he's, like you say, he followed his game plan absolutely perfectly.
He certainly did.
Dennis Allen right now needing a big punch. Meanwhile, Carlos Miranda very happy just to keep pounding away. He can smell victory, or what looks like at least a victory, as he has Allen on the ropes. Now they break, come back to the middle of the ring as we are about midway through round number 8. Nice right, now left and a right again from Miranda. Allen backing off.
Miranda is just executing everything he wants to do. I mean,
this is
he really looks good.
A very good Miranda fighter.
Oh, he's very good.
7-1, been layoff for 6 years. Golden Glove champion many years. Won the Texas Golden Gloves Championship in 1985. So capable of going the distance and doing a lot of damage, and he has just taken the fight away from Dennis Allen here today.
He's on a tear. I mean, you're going to see big things out of this kid.
Right.
Well, it's like we talked earlier. When the tank runs dry, there's not much you can do, and Dennis can't keep Carlos off.
Brad Trasky down in the corner. We saw him cheering on, and Allen kind of leans over there for a moment. We should mention Miranda says very used to fighting in this type of weather, fighting out of Texas and also in Mexico. Says the weather won't bother him at all, and it definitely hasn't here today. Working inside again. There is, again, Miranda trying to get a couple of shots in.
Miranda's really teeing off. He worked his game plan, but I think Dennis is really tired.
Well, we're closing down on the 8th and final round.
Vente para atrás, Choli, vente para atrás, vente para atrás. Ahí está, otro, vente por arriba, por arriba.
You see again Brad Trasky in the corner. He's yelling instructions to his fighter. He senses a win here. He says just keep on going. We have 10 seconds left here in the 8th round. Time winding down, and we'll see a very jubilant corner. What appears to be a Carlos Miranda upset of Dennis Allen. We don't know yet. We will wait for the decision. Miranda very happy. Let's find out, and we'll see earlier in the fight when Dennis Allen was surprised by a shot from Miranda. Right now, Miranda running around the ring here. And very excited. There it is again, where it's in the ropes. There's that right from Miranda that just stunned Allen. And there's the standing 8 count. That's coming back in round number 5. That could have been a very, very, very deciding factor. There's, again, Carlos Miranda excited. And he's got this crowd on its feet. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the winner's decision in 1 minute.
There's no place like home. Catch the next place at home on Twins pay-per-view. The Twins go face-to-face with the Oakland A's tonight at 9. MSC, your Minnesota Twins connection.
Simple as that.
All right, let's go now to the ring announcer, Lee Halverson, for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have made their decision. 78-73, Judge 1. Judge number 2, 79-72. Judge number 3, 79-73. The winner by unanimous decision, Carlos Miranda.
Well, just what we expected, the decision going to Miranda. And you got to credit Miranda. He came in here, probably the underdog, a little bit 29 years of age, hadn't fought in a while, and here he comes in and absolutely takes it.
He did a fantastic job. He stuck to his game plan. He came in the underdog, and he pulled it out.
Boy, this fight really turned in that 3rd round. I think Dennis looked like he had the first 2 rounds, and after that, it just went flat.
Well, exactly. I mean, like I said, if you don't know a fighter, you go out there and you do a little feeling out process.
Well, and we talked earlier about that. If Dennis lets Carlos get up under him, it's going to be a long day for Dennis. But Dennis has got to keep him on the outside.
Well, the thing is, though, we've wanted to build Dennis. We wanted to bring Dennis along. He needed a test. He got his test. Now we know where he's at. Now we go back to the drawing board, and we go from there.
Exactly. This is a long way from being the end by Dennis Allen, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
sometimes you learn a lot from a loss, and that was what Dennis Allen probably learned here today.
Sometimes it takes a fight like this to bring you back to reality. Now you know what you have to do.
Well, the win, exactly right. Miranda now improves to 8-1. Dennis's first loss is a tough one. He's now 14-1. Being consoled by his family right now. His sister, I know his mom was here as well. You're undefeated. It's a tough one anytime you lose. We have our main event yet to come. Cocker Pudwell will be out here in just a moment in the junior middleweights taking on Frank Newton. We're also going to get the interview here with Carlos Miranda, the winner, with Tom Ackerman, who is bringing a mic side here to do that. But what can you say? We had a great fight there. Our first fight this afternoon, Justin Racine gets a unanimous decision. Great fight. Harold Miller gets a 6th round TKO. Good fight before that. And now another dandy as Carlos Miranda has surprised Dennis Allen with a win here this afternoon. Let's now go to Tom Ackerman.
Thanks, Michael. I'm here with the victorious Carlos Miranda. You went according to game plan. You stuck it out. Your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, he's tough. Dennis is very tough. He had me rocked in the first round. I was kind of woozy there, but I recovered. I wasn't really seriously hurt, but I was a little rocked there at the first round. I didn't know what was going on for a while, and then I got my legs under me, and I knew what I had to do. I guess that was my wake-up call right there in the first round. He's a tough fighter. I mean, I hit him with everything I got, and he just budged a little bit, but he didn't go, and he's tough. I put a lot of people out, and he's just stood there right in front of me all the time. That's what made the fight good.
What was your corner telling you in the 7th and 8th round?
They were telling me that's our game plan. That's our game plan. We had this since a month ago. We signed with Dennis, and they told me you're gonna have to stay low on Dennis. When you stay low on Dennis, you need to keep banging the body. He don't like getting the body bang, and he'll start losing his power along the way. Sure enough, he did. That's what happened.
Was there one punch in the fight that you thought you really got him?
Oh, I hit him plenty of times with the overhand rights, and he's tough. I give him credit, I'm sure he was hurt, but also the deal was that we were using 10-ounce gloves. We had 8-ounce gloves, it'd have been a different story, Fight would have been over quicker, We wouldn't have gotten the 8, I don't think so, because 8-ounce gloves has less impact, and they're real, stung you when they hit you, But I gotta owe this to my mom and dad, the Lord up above, and Harold Miller for working with me, you know, Tucker Pudwell and everybody else, you know, helping me out.
I'm sweating myself, and I know you are too, but you conditioned yourself quite well.
Oh yeah, I was ready for this. You know, I told the reporters of town, I'm ready for this fight. You know, I push over. You know, I knew what I had to do, and for any fight I go, I come ready. You know, and I was ready to fight for this time. You know.
Congratulations, Carlos. Now 8-1.
Might not Bismarck everywhere. Thank you.
Thanks, Carlos. He's now 8-1, handing Dennis Allen his first loss of his career. Guys.
Thanks, Tom, and a tough loss for Dennis Allen, but Carlos Miranda, the future looks extremely bright. I don't know if you heard me or not, Virgil, you stepped away for a moment. Carlos Miranda had the look of the raging bull there in that fifth, sixth rounds, and he was relentless the way he came on attack.
You know, that's the advantage that you have when you're the underdog. You know, anything that you do in there, if you do something spectacular, you know, it's always, it's a plus, and you never count out the underdog. I've been an underdog before, so I know what it feels like, and the victory is always that much sweeter.
Okay, well, our coverage will continue here on the KX Sports Network. Coming up next, we'll move to the junior middleweights.